Okay, I said I wasn't gonna post today, but I've discontinued the What If Deku had chakra and um Vigilante Deku. I'm also gonna take down the um the thing for in about tomorrow. I'm gonna take down the playlist, and I am going to make a new Vigilante Deku and make a new chakra Deku. Okay. Also, yeah, Killua Deku is coming out tomorrow. Then Vangola Deku. And I'm going to do these two. I'm going to do 1, 2, then 1. I'm going to do 4 today. 2 for this and 2 for that. Because yesterday was all updates, I'm pretty sure. Like... Okay, so... These was just all updates. So that's why I'm doing this. Anyway, the one that I'm going to be making today will be Black Ops. I will be doing Parkourist Deku. Okay, so let's just skip straight to when he gets his quirk. Deku's quirk, it would be a quirk like it'll help him parkour around the city and stuff. He can basically produce fire and control that fire. He has 2 quirks, let me say. He has a quirk where it makes his balance godly. Like, if anybody even pushes him, he's like basically like a balloon. You know those punching balloons where like when you punch him, it just raises right back up? That's what Deku is. That's what his quirk does. That's what one of his quirks does. And y'all get to name that one. But he also has a quirk that allows him to create things out of fire. Basically fire kinesis. Except he can literally create anything. Guns, bullets. Ooh, that just gave me an idea for this what if. I might actually do 2 what ifs on this one. Like one where he has a fire quirk and one where he has a paper quirk. Okay, so when Deku tells everybody that he has 2 quirks, they ask, what's your quirks? What's your quirks? Everybody's kind of mad at it. Everybody's kind of sulky. What's it called again? Everybody's kind of salty at him. Salty because they didn't get 2 quirks. What they got was 1 quirk. And Bakugo's like, what's your quirks? I bet they aren't better than mine. And Deku said that, well, I have a quirk that helps me. I can't lose my balance. They're like, wait a minute, what? You lose your balance? Stupid quirk. But there's also a quirk where I can create things out of fire. And everybody's be like, what? So you have fire creation? Yeah. And Deku would be like, yeah. And they'd be like, cool. I'm gonna say that only one person has had that, and he's an ex #1 hero. I'm gonna say that he was an ex #1 hero. And everybody be like, whoa, you got it like that one hero. You got it like the one hero. You got that from... And I'm going to say that hero is his dad. Except he retired about 10, 30 years ago. And his dad never told him that he was a hero. So, they say like, what's his name again? Oh, yeah. It's the one hero. It's the flaming hero. It's the fire hero. The Endeavor? No, you dummy. The old fire hero. Endeavor has never been #1. And then everybody goes like, yeah, can't argue with that. What's his name? I'm gonna say his dad's name is Ryuku. And they say, oh, Ryuku, that is it. Ryuku, that's what it is. And Deku would be like, wait a minute, what? That's my dad's name. My dad was never a hero. They'd be like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, like my dad was never a hero. Oh, well. But he did retire. Yeah, and then Deku was like, my dad got some explaining to do. And when Deku gets home, Deku be like, hey dad, were you ever a hero? And his dad like, no! And his dad was like, ah, darn it. And he asked Deku, who told you? And Deku would say, a lot of kids at school knew what my quirk was because you were the #1 hero. Yeah, miss those days, but hey, can't go back. And Deku would say, why not? Lost my quirk. What you mean lost your quirk? I was fighting the #1 villain, all for one. Cause one of my friends told me that he was a big bad villain who stole quirks. And so I went to face him. And that right there was the worst decision of my life. That right there was the worst decision of my life. Cause that day I lost my quirk forever. So if you ever become a hero, don't. And when I say don't, I mean don't ever go after the hero. Don't ever go after the villain that steals quirks. You hear me? I'm gonna say that instead of him saying all for one, he's gonna say that the villain who steals quirks. And I'm gonna say that he was also friends with Nana Shimura. And Deku would say, wait a minute, wasn't that the previous #1 hero? Yeah. But I thought you were the #1 hero. Yeah, I was. When I lost my quirk and I had to go into retirement, she became the next #1 hero. Pretty sure that she said that she found a successor for something. Don't know what it was though. Never stayed alone, never had my quirk long enough so that she could tell me. Never know, don't know what happened to her though. Don't know what happened to her though. People said that she moved away to America. But when I went to America to find her, that's why I was gone for that. That's why I was gone for about 3 years. And Deku would say, oh yeah, I forgot about those years. Oh yeah, I have been with y'all for some time now. And I'm gonna say that he went looking for about 4 to 5 years ago. He only got back. He got back for like a year ago. And maybe some of y'all are asking, how did he forget about that if it was only a year ago? I'm gonna say that Deku has a slight amnesia. A slight amnesia. Like he only forgets like things for like he only forgets things for like not that long, but he forgets them still. He still forgets them. Sorry, that was my mom's thing. If y'all heard that. Sorry about that. messing around with my mom's thing. Okay, so now we're going to the last day of middle school, and we're gonna go into Deku going there, actually, making his way downtown, walking, jumping fast all the way through roofs. Do 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 do. Jumping. Do 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 do. Sorry. That just made me think of a song. I don't remember the name though. Look, I'm not that old, but I'm old. I'm not old to the point where you can just call me that I'm an old man. I won't be telling y'all my age though. Y'all can actually ask for that when I get 10 subscribers, if y'all want to know my age. And then I'll give my age. But y'all can still ask for my face, but my face does not match my age. My size doesn't either. You hear me? Nope. So, if y'all think that I'm 6, I'm not 6. If y'all ask for that, I'm not 6. I could say that I'm in between 13, but above 6. I'm in between 15, but above 6. Got that? Now, if you do, let's get back into the what if. Okay? Sorry. Again. Okay, so in that instance, Deku would be dumbfounded. He'd be like, You lost your quirk to a man whose name shall not be said. To a man named. And then, while Deku was about to say, all for one, his dad would stop him and say, don't say that. Anybody who ever says the name will have tabs tracked on him. And Deku would say, okay. Not knowing what's going on. And then his dad would do something. He'd go to his room. His dad would go to his room, and then he'd go to a computer that's not downstairs. That's not supposed to be there. And Deku would be like, hey, Dad, you never told me that you had a computer. This isn't a computer. This is security cams. What? So that if anybody in this house says it, I'll be able to keep tabs on the drones that come. If they come into our house, or if they're just flying around our house, I'll know. And that could be like, little extreme, but okay. And so, I'll say that after that, Deku kind of becomes wary of the man that steals quirks. But he still wouldn't know who it is. So, like, a few years later, he'd look him up. One sec, gotta cut that out. Okay, so after that, Deku would kind of be a little bit distant to all of his friends, because, like, he doesn't know who got the quirk and not. Like, there might be, like, a spy inside of their school. So he kind of be like far away from kids. But now we're going to the last day of school for real. And the teacher comes in. And says, while Deku's jumping through the roofs, while Deku's jumping off the roofs, Deku's coming in. The teacher's coming in while Deku's just getting on top of the building. And the teacher says, where's Midoriya? While Deku just knocks on the window next to Bakugo and says, open the window. And Bakugo would open it and say, here he is. And the teacher would say, Midoriya, you gotta stop doing that. And Deku would say, nah, fam. Can't stop doing that. That's the fastest way of transportation for me. And then Bakugo would say, why don't you just create yourself a motorcycle, or I just call it a motorcycle, a motorbike, a motorcycle, or a car. And then Deku in his mind would say the words that cannot be spoken right now on this channel, and Deku would say the words that may never ever be spoken. And then it says, darn it, why didn't I do that? It will say, God, the words that cannot be said, why didn't I do that? And Bakugo will be like, you're dumb. You might be the smartest in our class, but dang, you're dumb. And then Deku would chop in and say, hey, but you're dumber. Hey, I'm second smartest in the class. And because of Deku's fire, he'd call him Ryu. Because I can't think of anything else. And he'd say, hey, I'm smarter than you, Ryu. And then he'd say, hey, I'm second in the class. I'm second smartest in the class, Ryu. And then Deku would say, hey, but I'm first. And Ryu would say, but hey, I'm first smartest in the class, so that makes you dumber than me. And then Baku would say, wait a minute, you're right. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Deku would just said, wait a minute, if I called you dumb, that means I called myself dumber. And then Deku would peach in and say, yep. And then the teacher would just say, look, we gotta decide on what your careers you want to be in the future now. You two, shut up, and we gotta figure out what y'all want to be in the future. And then he says, ha, I know all of you want to be heroes, but Deku and Bakugo, while everyone's showing off their quirks, Deku and Bakugo would start a few explosions in his hands, telling everybody to just shut up. Just stop using your quirks, because my quirk is better than all of yours. And Deku would just Deku can change the heat of his flames. Deku can make his flames white. Okay? So, Deku would send some white flames at Bakugo, and he'd make it known that they're right in front of Bakugo's face. And Bakugo would say, dang, Ryu, stop. Then he'd say, dang. I'm going to say that Deku's quirk would first appear from his, he'd first start breathing fire. That's why Bakugo gave Deku the name Ryu. Until Deku started to control his flames from other places of his body. And so Deku really doesn't use his fire from his mouth that much. He only uses it in final attacks and all that. Y'all also get to name his attacks. Y'all also get to name his fire blast from his mouth. Y'all also get to name that. So anyway, 10 months of training. they go to Deku Beach. I'm gonna say that Bakugo and Deku, they be walking home together. Okay? So the sludge villain ain't go. So the sludge villain is still gonna happen, but Bakugo and Deku would just incinerate him. Well, Deku would just incinerate him. I'm gonna say like Deku and Bakugo, they have a friendship, but it's more like guard. It's more like, ooh, I got an idea. I'm gonna say that Bakugo hired Deku's family to be guards, and they just send Deku to protect Bakugo. And so, yeah. And then Deku would say, while Deku's just running over buildings, he'd say, nobody's here. Then Deku would say, I'm gonna say that there's some other. Oh, I'm gonna say that Deku has 2 siblings. I'm taking this from a Gacha Life vid. These 2 names. I'm gonna say that his brother's name. His brother has white hair. I'm gonna say that his brother has the lightest green hair you can have. I'm gonna say that he has, and his name is Isaac. And I'm gonna say that, and Deku has a sister, and I'm gonna say that her name is Anna. I'm gonna say that her name is Anastasia, but they just call her Anna for short. And they're all gonna be triplets. So, and Deku's quirk, all the quirks would be the same with just few little tweaks to it. Like Isaac's quirk, I'm gonna say that he has a weakness to his fire a little bit, so he can't really produce it off his skin like that. So for Isaac's 10 months of training, Deku would be training his fire blast. Deku and Isaac will be training the fire blast, and Deku would also help Isaac with his heat problem, with his immunity to his fire. I'm saying that Deku's dad. No, what did I say that Deku's dad quirk was? The same as his, right? I'm gonna say that Inko. Nope, that's where he gets his pyrokinesis from. That's where he gets his elongated pyrokinesis, his better pyrokinesis from. I'm going to say that his dad helped him